Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for May 13th. May 13th is the 133rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 134th in leap years, with 232 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is kudos. Kudos is a noun that means praise given for achievement or fame and renown resulting from an act or achievement. This word comes to us from a Greek word, kudos, where it meant glory or fame, especially in battle, and was considered more of a poetical word, found chiefly in the Iliad and Odyssey. It may have come to Greek from a Proto-Indo-European root word that meant to see, observe, perceive. So kudos could be thought of as a way of saying, I see what you did there, good job, or I recognize your achievement, as in kudos to you for your dedication and hard work, or kudos to the team for your part in making this event a success, or kudos to you for saving this project from failure. An interesting point about this word is that as it ends with an S, it's come to be thought of as a plural, but being Greek, the word kudos, which might be more correctly pronounced kudos, is a singular form, so don't be taking that S off the end to try to make it singular. Also, while it originally came from Greek, I couldn't find it in the translator right now, so it may be out of use in Greek. But kudos made its way into the English lexicon in the 1800s, popularized by British university students who used it as a slang word, sort of like the way groovy or out of sight did in the 1900s. Interesting word, kudos. The word kudos was suggested by viewer D. Dally on YouTube at ddally8851. Thanks, D. Dally. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine here in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, on May 13, 1373, a woman named Julian of Norwich, also known as Dame Julian or Mother Julian, had visions of Jesus while suffering from a life-threatening illness. Sounds to me like one of those near-death experiences, but she was so moved by the experience that she wrote it all down, describing and interpreting these visions in a book called Revelations of Divine Love. This book turns out to be the earliest surviving book in the English language written by a woman. The Cumberland Compact was signed on May 13, 1780 by leaders of the settlers in the Cumberland River area of what would become the U.S. state of Tennessee. The signing of this compact provided for democratic government and a formal system of justice. The United States declared war on the Federal Republic of Mexico on May 13, 1846, following a dispute over the American annexation of the Republic of Texas and a Mexican military incursion. The Great Comet of 1861 was discovered on May 13, 1861, by John Tebbutt of Windsor, New South Wales, Australia. This was a long-period comet that was visible to the naked eye for about 3 months and is one of the 8 greatest comets of the 19th century. This is the birthday of Richard Stephen Valenzuela. We know him better as American singer-songwriter and guitarist Ritchie Valens. He was born in the San Fernando Valley, California on May 13, 1941. He had several hits, but is probably best known for 2 things: the song La Bamba, which we'll talk about in a minute, and the fact that he was one of the passengers on board in 1959 in that terrible event that came to be known as the day the music died. The plane crash that also took the lives of Buddy Holly and J.P. the Big Bopper Richardson, as well as pilot Roger Peterson. Ritchie Valens was only 17 at the time of his passing. Even in his short time on Earth, he made an impression on music such that he was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Rockabilly Hall of Fame, the Native American Music Awards Hall of Fame, the California Hall of Fame, and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Ritchie Valens. It's also Stevie Wonder's birthday today, and I did talk about that last year, and I've added that clip to the How About That playlist, so if you'd like to see that, I'll leave a link for you. Today's song is La Bamba by Ritchie Valens. Ritchie adapted this from a Mexican folk song and released it in 1958. It quickly became a top 40 hit on the U.S. music charts and has achieved a spot on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. It is a catchy song, so of course it's been covered by a good bunch of artists, most notably by Los Lobos. The Los Lobos version was the title track of the 1987 biopic about Ritchie Valens, also called La Bamba. As I mentioned, La Bamba is a Mexican folk song originating in the Mexican state of Veracruz. La Bamba by Ritchie Valens. Link in the description. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.